Diseases ran rampant through the human race, and death seemed like an unwelcome guest at every household. Medical knowledge was a treasure hidden behind riddles and misconceptions. But then there was a sudden burst of light in the darkness when one man stepped forward with answers. A man whose name echoed through time, a man whose brilliance left an indelible mark on the world, a man who would become known as the father of medicine. He went by many names, Ibn Sina or Avicenna to the West, but to millions of students who followed his teachings, he was simply the master. Born in the year 980 CE near Bukhara, now part of Uzbekistan, this extraordinary man's journey began like any other. His birth name, Abu Ali al-Hussein ibn Sina, the son of a modest weaver. Little did they know their son would change the world. By the time he was 10, he had memorized the entire Quran and mastered subjects like mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy. Yet it was medicine that truly captivated him. At 18, he was already a renowned physician, treating the sick and sharing his knowledge. But he wasn't satisfied. There were too many things he didn't know, too many diseases he couldn't cure, too many questions without answers. So he decided to embark on a journey, traveling all over Central Asia, meeting scholars, collecting books, and learning everything he could about medicine. He worked tirelessly, studying ancient texts and conducting his own experiments, laying the foundation for what would become his masterpiece, the Canon of Medicine or Law of Medicine. When it was published in 1025 CE, it wasn't just a medical text. It was a revolution. Divided into 5 books, it covered everything from anatomy and pharmacology to mental health and surgery, complete with illustrations and explanations of various medical instruments. What made it revolutionary was its approach. It wasn't just a collection of random facts or old wives' tales. It was systematic, logical, and based on observation and reason. The Canon of Medicine became an instant success, influencing universities across Europe well into the 17th century. But Ibn Sina wasn't done. He was a polymath, a philosopher, a scientist, a thinker. He delved into metaphysics, logic, and ethics, asking profound questions like, what is the soul? How do we know what we know, and how does the universe work? These ideas he explored in his book, The Book of Healing, a monumental work that laid the groundwork for many philosophical and scientific disciplines. Yet despite his immense contributions, despite being called the father of medicine, there's very little known about his personal life. We don't know much about his childhood, his family, or even his death. What we do know is that he died in 1037, possibly from tuberculosis, and was buried in a mosque courtyard in Uzbekistan. So why should you care about Ibn Sina today? Because his impact is everywhere. Every time you visit a doctor, take medication, or even hear about quarantine measures, you're seeing echoes of his genius. In the Middle Ages, when healthcare was a luxury, he made it a right. In a time when books were rare, he made knowledge accessible. And in an era when religion and science were at odds, he showed that both can coexist. His work reminds us that true greatness isn't just about talent, it's about dedication, curiosity, and resilience. Avicenna may have lived over 1,000 years ago, but his story is timeless. He remains an inspiration for those who dare to ask why and those who have the courage to seek answers. So next time you hear the word genius, remember Ibn Sina, the man who changed the world by thinking big and dreaming even bigger. As we continue to navigate the complexities of our world, we often find ourselves yearning for simpler times, for a time when knowledge was revered and curiosity was celebrated. A time when a young boy from Bukhara dared to dream of a world where medicine was not a mystery, but a science. A world where diseases could be understood, not just treated. A world where the human body was not a puzzle, but a marvel. That world was created by Ibn Sina, the man who turned the rules of medicine upside down and showed us that the greatest discoveries are often made by those who dare to ask why.